All right. Tell me if this has ever happened to you. You have this song or this TV show or this food or this game that you try to share with a friend. They just won't play it. They just won't eat it. They won't try it. And then they finally do. They turn to you and they go, this is the greatest thing I've ever tasted. This is the greatest thing I've ever listened to. This is the greatest show I've ever seen. This is the greatest game I've ever played. That's us. Early access fans, us fans of Larian games, us fans of Divinity Original Sin and Original Sin 2, and even some of those old cats that play Divine Divinity. Welcome, my friends, to what is one of the best RPGs of all time. And before you hop in that comment section and start freaking out about Pillars of Eternity or Diablo or whatever other RPG that you personally love, understand, please, this is entertainment. I'm going to be a little hyperbolic from time to time. You know what I mean? Okay? Just chill out. Though I do actually believe it's the best RPG of all time. And it's a game that the industry should learn from. And I hope they do. Over on Twitter, Benji Sales says, Baldur's Gate 3 has passed 500,000 concurrent players on Steam. It has also passed the all-time peaks of Fallout 4, Among Us, Call of Duty, and Valheim to become the 11th highest player count for a game in the history of Steam. Switching over to Steam charts, we can see currently the 24-hour peak is 537,055 players, ranking it among the top 3 most played games on Steam today, ranked above PUBG, Apex Legends, Naraka Blade Point, and Grand Theft Auto V. And now this all reflects back to just a couple weeks ago when Baldur's Gate 3 became one of the best-selling games on Steam, taking over BattleBit, Call of Duty, GTA, and Starfield to become the best paid game on Steam. Which is absolutely wild to think about because just back on August 3rd of 2023, Bloomberg's Jason Schreier interviewed Sven Vink, the founder of Larian Studios, who had said that the game had already sold over 2.5 million units in early access. 2.5 million copies sold during early access. That's not even counting what's been sold within the last 2 weeks. That's not even counting what's been sold since release. The PlayStation 5 version isn't even out yet. The Xbox version hasn't even been announced yet. This game has exploded. This is incredible. This is so great to see because it's a company that deserves it, and it's a game that deserves it, and it's a gaming genre that deserves it. And it's so, God damn it, it just makes me so happy. It just makes me so happy. It's such a wholesome thing. And we just don't have very many wholesome things in gaming anymore. And this is one of those moments that we haven't seen for a really long time. You know, I brought it up in other videos of mine where it's like you have so many games today that every piece of marketing is live service or microtransactions or battle passes or always online or whatever it might be. And like, that's all we ever get beat over the head with. Very, very few occasions do we have these incredible single player experiences or single player with optional multiplayer experiences like we have with Elden Ring or Tears of the Kingdom and now Baldur's Gate 3. This is such a tremendous moment for RPG fans, for Larian Studios, for Baldur's Gate, for gamers in general. And it's something that I just want to see as many people as we possibly can continue to support this because this is what the industry needs to see. They need to see the gamers and the players' reaction to games like this and companies that act like this. And that's not going to say that it's going to make some wild change across the industry, but it may make some developers want to be like Larian. Looking at the website that's dedicated to Baldur's Gate 3, Larian answers some questions in their FAQ. 2 very important questions. Question 1 is, can I play the game offline? Yes, you can play the game offline. However, certain features such as multiplayer modes or online events may require an internet connection. Question 2, are there any in-game purchases? No, there are no in-game purchases in our game. We believe in providing a complete and immersive gaming experience without the need for additional purchases. Enjoy the game to its fullest without any additional costs or microtransactions. I haven't heard language like that in like 10 years. No additional purchases, no microtransactions, an immersive and complete gaming experience. What is that even like? Well, I mean, I guess we're learning because we're playing Baldur's Gate 3 right now, aren't we? A game that's so massive that even streamers can't finish it within a week. People that professionally review the game can't finish it within a week. Yet these other companies, they don't have the technology. They don't got the money. These small indie companies like Blizzard, man, they got to do what they can to, try to raise as much funding as possible to be able to give us the best possible product they can, right? Like they did with Diablo IV. This is what I'm talking about. Ethical game design. And I plan on making a video about this. Like specifically this topic and using Baldur's Gate and using Larian as an example because we've kind of been trained for a long time now where we thought it was almost necessary for these companies that they had to have a good live service title. Because if they didn't have one, like how would they be able to make us actual good games? They needed to be able to fund them. They need to be able to fund these massive studios and these massive teams that they have. Here we go with this 500 employee company. I think they're over 500 employees now. Larian Studios in multiple countries, creating one of the best RPG experiences that we've ever seen and not requiring an extra cent out of us. And that's not to say there's not probably going to be a definitive edition or something like that down the line, and that shit doesn't count. Game of the Year editions and stuff where they later want to add some more stuff in, which, by the way, if I remember correctly, Divinity Original Sin 2, the definitive edition, was actually a free download for the people that already own Divinity. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments section, but I'm pretty sure they gave that away for free, as they should, as any company should. It's ridiculous if you come out with something later. It's just, how many games are sold to us with season passes? Like, oh, well, here's all of the DLC that we have planned for the future. You mean DLC you have planned for the future? You mean stuff that you cut out of the game or that you already had planned to be released with the game, and it's like a single player game or something like that? It's like, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? We can accept DLC in the form of something like, oh, I don't know, Elden Ring with their upcoming DLC, because we know what that's going to entail. We already got a massive, beautiful, incredibly fun game to play. And now they're like, hey, do you want some more? And we're like, yeah, we do. Isn't it crazy that we see things like this, like always online games? We got so used to always online games. Remember when they told us that they had to make games always online to fight piracy? I think it was Gabe that came out and said that that piracy is always a service issue. It's always the company's fault, not our fault. It has nothing to do with games being online. I'm just so sick of getting fed bullshit that it's so refreshing to drink this mojito that is Baldur's Gate 3. Thank you, Larian Studios. Thank you. And by the way, I want to make something really clear. When I'm talking about these studios and these AAA companies and this live service bullshit and all of that, I'm not talking about the developers making the games. These guys went to school with the desire to make a Baldur's Gate, to make an Elden Ring. That's what they wanted to do. They didn't want to make, I don't know, Call of Duty Warzone. They wanted to make a great game that people loved and people talk about for years and years to come. They wanted to make a game just like Baldur's Gate 3, where all the fans are excited, and even the people that aren't even interested in the game are buying it anyway, just to support the game. And how beautiful of a thing that is. How beautiful of a thing that is. I just wanted to talk about a couple of these things. I'm spending way too much time making this video and not enough time playing Baldur's Gate 3 right now. So I'm going to stop right here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope the game continues to sell. If you haven't bought it, just go buy it. Please. Support a company that actually cares about the gamers, actually cares about delivering a good game, actually wants to play that game themselves. If you guys enjoyed the video, think about subscribing. If you didn't, that's cool too. You guys can catch me on Twitch. I'll probably be streaming today and tomorrow Maybe even the day after. Probably not the day after that. But maybe another day after that. Stay cool. Stay righteous. Stay safe, my friends. And I will see you in Baldur's Gate.